Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tune Tuesday. It is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Now, don't mind my voice. It is on the way out, but we are going to make this work, so we will get through this. First off, the announcement starts with it's a special Tune Tuesday. This will mark the beginning of the future of Tomb with the information that we're about to cover. Goes on to say that the last 2 weeks were very challenging. The Luna UST debacle was earth shaking for everybody that was involved, not only in crypto, DeFi specifically, and then from DeFi onto the Phantom chain. So everybody was affected, and it was a problem, right? It was a big deal. Harry went on and he spoke to a lot of projects, sort of see what was going on with all of these other projects, and realized that, hey, there's other things that we can do to help out, everybody in Phantom. So he talks about how much he loves Phantom, how much he loves Tomb. He does end it with this little tidbit here. Pleased to announce that Zoo on Phantom is now part of our family. More details below. So we'll get to that in just 1 minute. What does happen in this top section here? New pools are being added. Now, these are on beta right now. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. But it's going to be FUSD, USDC. It's going to be Tomb Zoo, Tomb Tree, and Tomb Scream. So 4 new pools. And he goes on right here. As part of the support to the Phantom ecosystem starting this week, we will add the following pools for T-share emissions. All right, so we'll take a look at the beta site right now so you can see those in action. Here we are on beta, and from here you could see the pools, but you have to slide down just a little bit. So under Tomb pools, you're going to see the first 3. The last one will be in the stable pools. But over here you can see Tomb Zoo, Tomb Tree, Tomb Scream. So these are all brand new pools, and they can be accessed in the beta. If you scroll down even further, you can get down to stable pools. From stable pools, this is where you will see FUSD, USDC. So another new pool added there. So those 4 pools, and again, right now they're just on the beta, but they will get pushed to tomb.com when the time is right and when everything is ready to rock and roll. Back to the announcement, he goes on to talk about the market itself. So from the low that was posted on the 12th to the high the other day, yesterday, the 23rd, there was a 117% move to the high. So now that's a fairly significant move given everything that's been happening. So it's good to see that there's some movement on the rise. It's good to see that FTM is moving that way. And he does mention the peg, right? There's a mention of the peg. So in due time, right, the peg will come when the market is fully settled, the panic has subsided, and our newest use cases have been revealed. So, they're very much aware of where the peg is, and they very much understand that they don't want to be pushing a bunch of money into it in the current market climate. So it is what it is for now. And then we will look to see when these use cases come out, and we'll look to see how the market shapes up, and we'll look to see how FTM is performing. And then we should be seeing the peg go back up to its rightful place at 101 or above. Now, he also talks about a lot of chatter going on with June 2nd with the T-share emissions. That is not the case. It's actually June 12th. So on June 12th, that'll be the last rewards for T-shares, and then all 70,000 will be fully admitted into the ecosystem, right? Whether they're in the masonry, or whether in someone's wallet, or whether they're in a pool, that will be all 70,000. All right, so moving on from there, talks about timelines, price targets, all the normal stuff. He does go on to say that the Tomb ecosystem doesn't stop. Even in these last 2 weeks when things were getting crazy, we're still building. And to reiterate that, Tombswap, Felix, right? These things are happening right now. Tomb Chain is coming. Life, you're going to hear about a lot more in just a couple minutes. But these things are on the way, and these things require work day in and day out. That does not stop because the market doesn't look good. All right. enhancing Tombswap. So he mentioned the other week about Tombswap getting some more Phantom ecosystem tokens. Now we could see a lot of that. We'll go over to the website in just 1 second. We could see a lot of that in the beta that we just went to, but let's go live to the cemetery so we can see the pools that were added. All right, here we are in the cemetery for tomb.com. This is not the beta version over here. So we can see the 4 pools up top, Tomb and Phantom. I always had Tomb FTM, Tomb USDC. This is a new one. Tomb My, FTM USDC, another new one right there. T-share pools. So we added T-share BTC about 3 weeks ago. T-share ETH is now on here as well. T-share My, T-share USDC. That's another new one right there. Stable pools. You have USDC My, USDC FUSDT. That's a new one. And then USDC and MIM. That's also a new one. And then under the RIP pools are the original Tomb FTM, T-share FTM. So this is all on the tomb.com in the cemetery right now. And this is a matter of adding some new tokens on here. USDC for one, BTC and ETH for another, and then FUSDT as another one. So these things are just part of expanding the reach that Tombswap has, which means Tombswap, you're going to make the LPs, and then you're going to put them in the cemetery. All right, let's go back to the announcement here. Now, this is the big one. Life. All right. There is life after T-share emissions end. As you know, we have discussed the launch of Life tokens for some time now, and it's with great enthusiasm that its time has finally arrived. Life will be one of the reward tokens for our new L-Share. L-Share will emit over the next 4 years, and when staked in the Masonry V2 on the FTM chain, and in the foundation of Life on Tomb chain, you will be rewarded with Life. More details on how the emissions will work will be released, all right? But just as a preview, let's look at these bullet points. Life tokens will initially be capped at 10% of Tomb tokens in circulation. We're looking, Tomb is sitting at somewhere around 315 million, so we'd be looking at 10% of that. Life will be printed when the peg is 1.0001. 1 life equals 1 tomb. Life tokens will be part of the upcoming airdrop. Launch pools will begin the first week of June, and you will need Tomb to participate. Division of L-Share emissions on Phantom and Tomb chain will be determined in the coming weeks. Tomb is Life and Life is Tomb. So, we have a lot of breadcrumbs here from which we could try to decipher what exactly is going on. There are some clues that'll tell us sort of what's happening. First and foremost, Tomb chain. And, well, first, before anything, Life, right? So Life is coming out sooner than anyone expected. Life is also coming out on Tomb chain. So that's also another clue. That's also a really big deal. We're looking at something that's going to emit over the next 4 years. So talk about longevity in the project, not something that's going to emit in 90 days, not something that's going to emit in 6 months, 4 years. Now, he goes on to say that you'll be printing when the peg is at 10001, so slightly different than 101. And he goes on to say 1 life equals 1 tomb. So there's going to be some sort of balance that we're going to see between those two. So there's a lot to speculate with this. Clearly says, more details will be coming in the future. So we'll be looking at that. But the big deal here, I think, when we talk about Life, is that Life is going to be on Tomb chain, which also means that Tomb chain is coming, and it appears that it'll be coming in the first week of June, unless, of course, just these original awards or rewards are only going to be on the Phantom chain to start and then move on over to Tomb chain. So this is actually a really big deal. Having Life, having a new protocol, and having that protocol on top of Tomb chain, and then having a use case, another use case for Tomb, you will need Tomb to participate. So we're assuming here, if we could speculate, that these are going to be LPs that are going to require Tomb and something in order to get more life. And then, of course, you're going to have the L share, which is going to be your way to be printing or minting new life. So interesting things are happening here. Obviously, more details to come. And when we have them, you will have them as well. All right, let's move on. Ready your Tomb Chain engines. So Tomb Chain that we just found out is coming sooner than later, and it will be coming with life, which is huge. So again, just as a reminder, staking on Tomb for Tomb Chain, Tomb as gas on Tomb Chain, and then use cases that require the use of Tomb, such as the case with life, right? Tomb will be required in order to be utilizing life, whatever that's going to bring. So that's one of those things. Now, he does go on to say up top over here, if you're looking to build on Tomb Chain, please reach out to any of our mods on Telegram or Discord for further information. So that's a good reach out to the rest of the community. That's a good reach out to the builders that are out there, the devs that are out there, the projects that are already out there on Phantom, and projects that are on other chains that are looking to come to Phantom or come on to Tomb Chain. So it's good to have that out there. We look to see a very vibrant and a very alive Tomb Chain, which is going to be fantastic in the future. Moving on, Felix. So Felix just celebrated its very first Phantom ecosystem token, and it was Spirit. So Spirit came on. The Spirit USDT pair is now live. That went on a few days ago. That's live, and it's ready to trade right now. Again, this is bringing DeFi to CeFi. So this is allowing DeFi Phantom ecosystem tokens to trade on a platform that has all of the tools, the functions, and all the advanced security of a SEX. So huge stuff going over here for Felix. And this goes on to list as well. If you are a protocol looking to get listed on Felix, reach out to any of our moderators for further information. So again, a good little push out there for people that do want to get listed, they want to be part of Felix, right? They could reach out to moderators on Telegram or Discord. They could put their, name and number in there, and then the right people will get in touch with them. So awesome, fantastic stuff happening over at Felix, and that's great to see that is growing. Tomb strategies are coming soon. So this is a really cool one right here. Let's go check that out. You could take a look at it right now on the beta. Which we just looked at before in the cemetery. So you could take a look at this right here. Now, these are strategies right here. And it's very, very, very cool. There's a lot of them that are already on here. Just take a simplified version real quick. You can take these and you can sort them by tokens. Let's say we want to look at just Tomb ones. That's awesome. We want to make it very easy. So let's sort it by difficulty. Auto compounding, farming, and staking will be first. And let's do just auto compounders. And these are just auto compounders here. Then you can click on it. You get a nice visual of what is going on. You get the strategy laid out for you, all your steps and all your links. So very, very, very cool stuff over here. One thing that we didn't mention over in the cemetery. So let's take a look at that right now. And we talk about the beta. Again, this is on the beta. List view has been added. And this is fantastic. Now you could take a look at all of the pools in one glance. It's real nice. You can see what you're in, what you're not, what you can claim, what you can't. TVLs will populate in just a minute. But again, this is just part of the beta, so we'll run through these things. But you can see that they are starting to populate down here. Now everything is populated. So a list view is huge. It's beautiful to see. Everything is right there in front of you, and you can easily get through all of your pools, all your LPs, all of the offerings that are in the cemetery in one shot, which is fantastic. All right, moving on from there, we talk about airdrops again. These are the 4 airdrops that we had before that we've been talking about. Gatekeeper, Grim, the past, and the future. All the snapshots are done. They finished on the 12th. It is now the 24th, so it's been 12 days since then. These are still scheduled for the end of Q2, so no major news or no major information there. Just a reminder that they are there and they are coming. Now, here's another new one. Life is Zoo. So do you remember a few weeks ago there was an acquisition, and we haven't had much information on that except a few updates here or there that said that the acquisition is working well and the integration is going good. Well, now we find out that I'm pleased to share that the Zoo development team has joined us full time and has been very busy building. They have been an integral to the development of many of our projects, including Tomb Chain. You could trade Tomb Zoo now on Tombswap. Zoo development and maintenance will continue and also be on Tomb Chain. So a little tidbit thrown in there just at the very end is that Zoo's going to be on Tomb Chain. So outside of life that we now know, what we have now is Zoo. So we know that Zoo is coming to Tomb Chain, and we know that life will be on Tomb Chain. So those two things are concrete. And then if you look at the rest of the Tomb ecosystem, that is what we would be looking for to start. And then, of course, as developers reach out and as new dApps get built, those will all be part of the process as well. Okay, moving on. The last thing here. Based is getting bigger. Our partnership with Base Finance continues to grow stronger. Effective immediately, I will be working closely with the Base team for all of their ongoing operations. I'm excited to bring my knowledge, expertise, and skill set to our partners at Based. Based will also be listing on Felix soon, so get Based. So we did just have a tweet come out with Felix today, sort of the test pilot, ready your engines for Tomb, and now we have one over here talking about Based, and that dropped around the same time as the Tomb Tuesday announcement. So Tomb and Based are coming to Felix. They are in the testing phase right now. We hope to have those pairs live later this week. So we will wait and see how that all shakes out. But this right here says that Harry's going to be way more involved with Base, with the day-to-day operations, and bringing his knowledge, his expertise, and his skill set over to the Based team. So that's huge to be able to have that kind of push to get back over to Based and to just help them out with everything they have going on and just build bigger and build stronger and have all of that stuff sort of under the same big Tomb ecosystem. So that is it. Of course, you can always just check their Medium over here. They do Base Friday. So on Friday, you'll get an update on everything Base related. And that will wrap it up for this Tomb Tuesday. Of course, as always, we continue to build, educate, and work tirelessly to ensure everything we do is in the best interest of our protocol, our community. Thank you for joining us on this journey. That will wrap it up. I apologize for my voice. It kind of is what it is, but this information did need to go out. You can always go on Discord. You can always go on Telegram, and you can read them for yourselves right there. That will wrap it up for this Tomb Tuesday, and as always, we keep calm and tomb on.